Dak Prescott? Can he bounce back from this nasty ankle injury? Okay. In 2019, he was the quarterback 2, 4,900 plus passing yards, 33 total touchdowns. And the question is, can Dak Prescott get back to that form? Can he finish as a quarterback 2? Can he put up those numbers again?
Right. Look, I think for me, there's no doubt about it. He can finish as quarterback 2. I think he has high praise. His offensive line does come back. There was a lot of injuries there in the offensive line. Yes, this is an injury that maybe he's never experienced, but we've seen multiple quarterbacks kind of come back from injuries like this, worse injuries. He does have a supporting cast with Zeke and CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch Hard Knocks, it looks like he's just fine to me.
Well, no, not really.
I mean,
that shoulder tear.
The shoulder is different, but like his leg,
so
his
it's
ankle.
interesting. It's interesting that you say that. I think he as well. I think his upside is quarterback 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's more unlikely that he does reach that again, but it is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the side where I've watched him in practice, and I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like he's battling himself mentally almost every play. He's like almost convincing himself, like, "Nah, I am the guy. I got this."
Really?
Like, that's the kind of way I was perceiving it. He was almost like mentally like, "No, I need to keep telling myself I'm fine. I need to be in every play. Don't treat me differently." Like it felt like he was almost having an internal battle with himself, and you could see how frustrated he was when the coaches took him off for one play. Like you need to chill.
Look, I think when looking at that, I think it's just him trying to feel like himself and like
exactly.
And you're right.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think he does feel like himself, but I think that the way they treat him, yes, the coaching staff is kind of like, hey, calm down, take it slow. You came back from an injury, but he was like, no, I'm fine. Like you've seen me all off season. You see me progress. You see me do this. I'm here. I'm moving. Right. So I think he's fine.
Again, yes, it is definitely a possibility for him to have a bounce back season. PFF's 6th rated offensive line going into the season. Elite weapons in Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Ezekiel Elliott. The only thing that could stop him is these injuries that are coming up. Like, what if that shoulder strain is a bigger deal than we realize? Because when you actually look at Dak Prescott's, statistically over the years, he's not as big of a runner as you might think. He feels like this dual threat guy. No. But most of his output has actually come through the air.
Yeah.
Now on the goal line, he does tend to get into into the end zone, but a lot of his output is actually from throwing the ball, which that might seem obvious to you. Other people might see him more as a dual threat guy. So if that shoulder is actually an issue, look back at another guy who's in his prime and injured his shoulder, Cam Newton. Again, I know they're different players, different skill sets, but it did heavily impact Cam's ability to play the game that he wanted to. So I think he will. If I was a betting man, I'd say yes, Dak Prescott's going to bounce back.
100%.
But that's the only thing that could hold him back, in my opinion.
I'm not worried about the shoulder injury. Obviously, this MRI, it gets you a bit iffy. But I think there's some light at the end of the tunnel here for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
So let's talk about what you expect from him this year. I'll start first. Okay. He's my quarterback 5 in redraft leagues going in. I am taking Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Lamar, and then Dak Prescott is my 5th quarterback. I genuinely love where I'm getting him in drafts. Like, if you're getting Patty, you have to get him in the 3rd. I don't like that. But typically, Dak, you can get him in like the 5th, 6th round, which means you already have 2 running backs. And you either have 2 wide receivers or a wide receiver and a tight end at that point, and then you grab Dak. It feels like a great way to start a draft.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm right there with you. He is my quarterback 5. Obviously, the order is a little bit different. If you want to lock our rankings, check that out. But look, I do agree. QB5, where he's coming off the board, it feels really nice and cozy. It feels like you're getting it feels like you're getting a top tier quarterback that you're really comfortable with. Clearly, our top 5 in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, depending on how your board falls.
All right, Joe Burrow, 2nd on this bounce back quarterback list. Okay.
Oh no.
Last year, we definitely saw promise. Okay. In his first season of the NFL, you could visibly see this guy's got it. Like he's got it. He's still figuring out a couple things, but he's got it. In fantasy, let's look at weeks 1 to 8.
Okay.
That's before the bye week, and that's before the injury in week 10. From weeks 1 to 8, Joe Burrow was the quarterback 10. More importantly,
Sheesh.
in my opinion, he was averaging 41 pass attempts per game, which is just stupid. There was a lot of promise fantasy-wise. Let me ask you, I guess quarterback 10 is a threshold we're looking at now.
Okay.
That was his upside last year. Can he recover from that injury? Can he come back and be a top 10 quarterback this year?
Look, I think absolutely. It's hard because all the stuff that's coming out from camp right now is really scary. There's no rhythm with Joe Burrow. This offensive line is terrible. He can't get a pass out. But no, I do believe he does have the talent. I mean, look what he did in college. He broke and set records. 60 touchdowns, 5,500 plus yards. That's an NCAA record, okay? I think for Joe Burrow, I do believe he's extremely talented. I do believe he does come back. He does bounce back. Big question mark, though, the offensive line. I know that's probably something that you're going to talk about. Look, even if this offensive line is bad this year, there's no doubt about it. They're going to invest in the offensive line. They got their wide receiver one in Jamar Chase.
There's no doubt about it. They already chose not to invest in their offensive line.
I think there's no doubt about it that they will invest.
They've already shown ignorance in that area, in my opinion. Look, so when I was researching Joe Burrow and thinking about this bounce back episode, I really, really wanted to say yes. I wanted to say yes. Okay. And look, of course, it's within the realm of possibilities that Joe Burrow could finish as a top 10 quarterback. But I personally don't believe that he's a top 10 quarterback this year. More importantly, this year. Okay. Number one, you already talked about the offensive line. This is the 25th ranked offensive line by PFF. I reference PFF because you probably trust them more than me. Okay. Right. At the moment in training camp, did you know this? There's already 4 injured starting offensive linemen for the Bengals. Yeah. So right now in camp, Joe Burrow, his offensive line, there's only one true starter on that offensive line. All 4 of those other, tackles and guards are backups, maybe backups to the backups. So these offensive, these training camp reps
are crucial.
They actually mean more than you might realize, you know?
There's no doubt about it.
Especially for a guy who's coming back from his injury and he needs to get that confidence back. It's crucial for him to regain that confidence. And right now, Joe Burrow never has time to make a play. No. He never has a time to see these routes that these wide receivers are running actually, unfold. And let me ask you, right now, he's playing against his own team, right? He's playing against that Bengals defensive line. Not a very scary, regime, with all due respect. Right. Okay. What about when he's playing against the Steelers? How about the Ravens? How about the Cleveland Browns? Is it going to get easier for him? Personally, I'm really struggling to find a way where he finishes in the top 10. And the other part of that is this is a massive mental battle for him this year.
Oh, no doubt about it. Look, I agree with you in this whole offensive line. If can they withhold all these defenses that they're playing against? No, but I believe in Joe Burrow, the talent. I believe he is capable of doing those things and being able to get out of the pocket once he's comfortable with that leg, trusting his wide receivers. I mean, this could be, you've even said it, one of the best wide receiving cores in the National Football League.
The issue is there's 11 players on the field and they all have to do the right thing for you to shine. This isn't the NBA. You can't just ISO.
Kobe.
There's 11 players on the field. Kobe. And you have got to all do your part to let a play unfold. And unfortunately, if that offensive line can't figure it out, then I don't think Joe Burrow can finish top 10 this year. I want him to. I believe it's a possibility. But if I had to bet, I'm betting he's not top 10 personally. Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.